It's the back nine of round 2 of the Butler County Disc Golf Classic presented by Innova. We're at North Boundary Disc Golf Course, and thank you to the Disc Golf Pro Tour for giving us this awesome disc golf coverage. Ooh, the front nine is absolutely brutal out here. The back nine does not get any easier, but we had a really nice weather. I'm Madison Walker.
And I'm Maria Oliva, and let's get into round 2. So far, Kristin is still holding on strong. Lisa and Jessica right on her tail, and myself and Holly Finley are tied up in 4th place.
Only 2 other people under par in the top 10. That's just how this course kind of is. Even par is great. I believe it averaged 980 yesterday. Starting out on hole 10, though, I freaking love this hole. I think it's one of the best holes on the property. Nice turnover backhand tee shot. The second shot gets a little poke and hopey, but there's some routes depending on where your tee shot lands. But it does feel a little bit more feasible to purposefully land your tee shot in an area that you know you'll have a second shot. The green's flat. The basket's not elevated. We're basically living a dream out here on hole 10.
Yeah, and during practice and even during tournament, it seems like the highest percentage route off the tee is obviously Kristin's line, but hitting that gap. I turned my shot over a little too much and ended up going all the way on the right side, and it is so open.
Really?
From the right side.
So you
that it makes the hole so easy.
Okay.
So now I know that. But obviously from the tee pad, it makes you
feel like a straight shot is good.
Yeah, it makes you think that the straight shot is...
Or like a gentle turnover.
Yes.
Or even, yeah. So even like a big sidearm would be good.
Yeah, so this shot looks perfect, right? It still leaves you such a hard second shot to where if you just turn it over and let it go all the way to the right side,
there's more space.
Easy little hyzer up to the basket and you get your 3.
What's a bummer about this course is after Worlds, we only had a couple days to come here and practice, and this is the type of course where you want to play like about 100 practice rounds before you feel comfortable with your landing zones. So everyone's still just trying to figure it out, and Maria just gave us some fun facts that will be used on tomorrow's round by
welcome,
these 2
everybody.
Commentators.
Yeah, and it was totally on accident too because I thought it was a terrible shot.
Yeah, you thought it was a shank.
Yeah, and then I got down there, and that's the route you have.
Okay.
It's just a little hyzer.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day. That explains why I liked it so much. Kristin opting to go up the left side. I love this recovery. Now she's flat and pin high. Just
beautiful shot.
Around circle's edge. Man, that was a good-looking shot. It's tight over there. Lisa doing the same. Huh.
Yeah. And
Is this it? Is this the play?
Yeah, Lisa took this route yesterday. She went all the way to the left side, which...
So a forehand roller at the wall of trees, isn't it?
No. Holly not being able to miss that last one.
Yeah, that gap is so tight. It's there. It's the main one. It's the center one, but it's just... I don't know, not a high percentage shot necessarily.
Oh, just a little grip lock and a fortunate kick, really, because she could have gone all the way down that little slope, but she stayed
up
high enough to still have a putt. Ooh, good bid.
Almost 40% of the field taking a birdie on hole 10. Nice little floaty bid from Jessica for her 3rd shot. She'll have a tap-in par. Both Lisa and Kristin with putts for a birdie.
Just right for Lisa.
It's fun to run at a putt here. You finally get here and you can
it's flat.
Be aggressive. Yeah.
Oh, man. Which I'm sure is why we saw miss putts because we haven't had a single flat putt all day.
Bogey on this one feels tough. Not the way you want to start out the front 9.
Yeah, at 434, par 4, just getting anything but a par just feels bad.
And we'll see a circle of pars on the rest of our lead card. Hole 11.
This hole's hard. It's a really technical drive, you want to either land super right or super left. The middle is the route that seems logical, but there is a lot of luck involved to get through those trees to get your distance on this hole, because that's all you're looking for. It goes so uphill that every shot has to be going forward in order to get the par.
And has to be going far. Even if you throw 3 perfect shots, if you are even close to circle 2, like it's absolutely unbelievable. I think we could see some of the lead card ladies do it because they do have the distance, but catching a tree like Kristin just did might be enough to immediately take birdie out of play.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, Maria's totally right. Way far to the right and way far to the left do open up the fairways a lot more. The middle that they're going to deal with right there is rough.
Yeah, and honestly, from what I've seen on this hole, the highest percentage route is on the right side. And so you want to take Lisa's gap that she just hit, but you want that to turn over a little more and not really come back to the middle.
Yep.
You want to just keep pushing that right side. But like, even when you're getting to your third shot, the right side gets difficult because the basket is directly in the middle of the fairway.
Yep.
So,
and you're pushing uphill the whole time, whereas on the right side, you have to almost go downhill a little on the second shot because of the low ceiling. So it makes the fairway a little longer.
Yes.
Even though it is the highest percentage, it adds distance.
Yeah, it's a doozy of a hole for sure.
It's the third most difficult hole on the day. And I think this is another one like hole 9 that's just from a lack of birdie ability.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that has to do with distance. It doesn't seem like too much. We can all throw 300 feet and, birdie a 670-foot hole, but when it's straight uphill, it changes things severely.
God, I did not realize the distance is only 670.
Yeah, it seems like 2 shots and you should be good, but absolutely not. Forehand roller, is some of the best things you can do out here, honestly, because sometimes you really just don't have a line to get distance when you need distance, and that roller is going to get you that.
The only thing is that on some of these more open holes, even though I know there's tons of trees, but this is one of the more open holes, the grass is so thick you don't get much ground play. So the forehand can help on the hard pan areas, but sometimes it's just not it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen Kristin opt to go towards the left-hand side every time, which I think
maybe because it
plays
opens
for the forehand.
Well, yeah, and it like this last shot is wide open now. Like she can just chuck a distance shot, whereas if you're pinched on the right side, it's super low ceiling, so you can't necessarily go big distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you're forehand dominant player like Kristin, that left side is definitely going to be your best bet at getting the bird. Great shot from Lisa. She's happy with it.
She loves it. Dang, that was some big distance.
Yeah. Because she's barely outside the circle, but that feels like a barely outside circle 2 putt.
Yep. Straight uphill. This is another spot on the course where you literally are tempted to put your hands down and crawl.
Yeah.
It's so steep.
Yeah, and just catching some limbs there that push her off to the right side. She's going to have a weird obstructed putt.
Yeah, look at that basket right now in the background of the camera angle. Like it's got to be at least 80 feet higher than Holly is standing. This
is Kristin's look for a birdie. If she gets it up there, it should be easy enough. Perfect. And that's how you get the birdie on this hole.
God, is that her third shot?
I think so.
Holy cow. That's so impressive. Lisa able to kind of take a soft bid at it here. A little backboard action.
You can definitely try to run this, all these up shots, and you honestly kind of have to because a putt will not get there usually. Ooh. So yeah, I've seen a lot of tries for throw-ins on this shot right here.
Jess, after taking the right side, this is what you end up with. It's like a forehand turnover. There's not really a good hyzer putt. That guardian tree is really well placed. Kristin straight uphill.
Great putt.
Oh, and that was for par. Okay.
It was for par? Okay.
Yep. I was about to be blown away if she had a tap in.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought the only way to get birdies here is a long putt. And
that's
there was
what I thought as well.
There's
but
no birdies on the day.
I also didn't put it past Kristin.
Yeah, I know if anyone can.
Yeah.
Yeah, no birdies on the day. I wonder if there were any yesterday. I doubt we will see any this weekend. Yep, there was none yesterday. I don't think we'll see any on this hole all weekend. If we do, it would be a throw-in, which is possible with this nice little stone backboard.
Yeah, I feel like you just have to get so much distance on the second or third shot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's just not really possible.
It's
with
so
those
low
trees.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, hole 12, 300 feet, just a simple 300 feet. Downhill, though, look at all these trees. The gap is so tight, and you can't really tell just how much elevation you're losing here, but it's unreal how fast your disc gets going on this super downhill slope. You'll see a lot of people doing this standstill at the front of the tee pad. If you go past the basket, too, it's even steeper, and it drops off into no man's land forever.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this hole so hard is because all of the shots that I've seen pure the gap in the air go 40 to 50 feet past the basket, and you're left with an extremely uphill putt that could result in a rollaway if you hit any part of the basket that's not in.
I really like Jessica's hyzer line. I eyed that one up in practice as well, but if you error, you see what happens.
Yeah.
And then here's Lisa. She pures the gap.
And is now left with
Nothing.
Yeah.
Literally a very steep uphill putt from the rough. Holly also taking the aggressive route. I think this is insane.
Great.
But look how far she's going.
Yeah.
I wonder, you almost have to throw a putter at the ground if you want to get
That's
a putt.
my play.
Yep.
On both of these short downhill holes, I think the ground play, just pushing it past, is the right thing to do.
Kind of how Kristin's throwing this approach here. Oh, and even that's coming in hot. Dang.
Yeah, you have to throw it so low to the ground. Like
She
lower
gets
than
through
you
all
think.
those trees. It's mind-blowing to me how they're just getting through all the trees.
Just sit. Hit a tree. Yay!
What?
Yeah, and that's definitely what you want on this hole if you're blowing past it.
That was extremely fortunate.
Here we go.
Lisa, here we go.
Oh, that was yours.
Oh no.
Dang, she was way in there.
Yeah.
Same result.
Yeah, that looked tough. But it looked like she rushed herself a little bit.
Well,
But this came out of her hand.
It's easy to get frustrated when you hit a 10-foot fairway so expertly and then you have nothing.
Yes.
What I get.
Yeah, it seemed like
this-
Lisa was a little frustrated and just kind of rushed those two shots.
Yeah, all of these are feeling a little rushed. Kristin's second shot coming back up the hill from Circles 2's edge. One of the only times you'll ever see her jump putt is on the hills of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's right. I don't ever see her jump putt. That's crazy.
Holly with a
Ooh,
nice little
nice.
floaty bid. This plate is the 5th most difficult hole of the day. Just, again, lack of birdies. This one's
crazy.
so tough to get.
Oh, no. No.
Holy.
Okay. Oh, wait, no.
No.
What a tough hole for Lisa. And she's the only one that pured the gap.
Oh, my gosh. It feels so unfair. And Jess taking a 3 after catching that tree. Like, it's...
Yeah, the course giveth and it taketh real quick.
It taketh everything you have.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh, I hate to see it.
Next hole is one of the must-get birdies,
Yeah.
though, so you definitely have a chance to kind of recoup after.
Yeah. There were 2
hole like
birdies
this.
on this one.
Okay.
Leah Senegini and Michelle Frazier
Love that.
got it. Congrats. You guys are inhuman.
All right, after 12 holes, Kristin's still holding on to the lead. Jess and Lisa still right there. Lisa just found some trouble on this last hole, but she's still 2 down for the event.
And that's going to happen to everyone on on a hole.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to take like a double or a trip out here. It
exactly,
happens.
Exactly. Hole 13, par 3. Like I said, definitely feels like a must get. It's really just an upshot. I've seen Kristin go for the forehand route. And really, other than that, you just throw straight at it with a putter or mid.
I like
or
this.
forehand driver shot.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. She gets a really nice roll too up to the green. The backhand is so straight, and you just want to keep it low because if it hyzers out, you can go way down the hill. So something flippy is good, but man, that gap is so tight.
Yeah, and you can't have too much air getting close to the basket either because there's a severe drop off behind the basket. So anything going past, you're going to have a 40 to 50 foot look at it.
Kristin goes for the flex line. You have to go around the first tree, and it comes back nicely inside the circle. She will have a death putt, though, for her birdie. Lisa looking to bounce back here.
Beautiful recovery shot.
Settle.
I hope it sits.
Okay. Tree love, baby.
Yeah, because that was a good shot. I think maybe her disc choice was a little fast, which is why it caught that edge and skipped, but she's got that putt all day.
Holly down in a brush pile, just trying to get up to the green. This plate is the easiest hole of the day. 52% of the field taking a birdie.
Nice
What?
putt from Lisa. Feeling herself too. I love that. Lisa's one of my favorite people to play with. She's just so fun.
Yeah, she just gets so hyped.
Yeah.
And like, how cool is that to come back from a quad and then get a
Yeah.
birdie on the next hole with a long putt?
Yeah, she's
That's
a
Lisa
baller.
style.
Yeah,
That's Lisa style for sure. On an elevated pin too. Like, let's go.
yeah, big baller Lisa. Kristin just inside for her birdie. No problem. Death putt.
Yeah.
No problem.
Just feeling herself.
As she should.
Holly to save par from about the same distance.
Nice.
There we go. Putting demo, lead card.
Yeah.
Jess straddling out around that one guardian tree on the green.
Good putt from Jess. Jess with the only clean scorecard so far on the back nine.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time of my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. You can conversate to that tone. My God up on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road all on my own.
Unbelievable stuff from Paul McVeigh.
Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the
Hole 14, par 4. This hole is really crazy. I've seen two routes off the tee. I've seen people take a hyzer, which I don't see it being super high percentage, but I've definitely seen it play out. I like the turnover straight down the middle because it gives you a lot more distance, and distance is definitely what you want on your first two shots on this hole because it's so uphill.
Yeah, this is another one where you're dealing with a goalie on the left-hand side, so you just hope your disc is not going to kick down into the left because it's pretty deep down there, and it makes it really tough to recover. But Jess does just fine. Makes it through all those guardian trees. She lands on the hillside. Kristin going super aggressive. Love this play.
Yeah, it was a great shot. It is definitely a little more open on the left side, but it's also tricky because it's the side where it slopes down the most.
Lisa flexing a bunch, but it's a nice overstable disc that comes back.
Yeah, it looks great.
Holly throwing a nice flippy backhand drive, but that needs to check up real quick.
Yeah, that was looking good until it started hyzering out. Don't think she's too far down that, but it's going to be a little tricky.
It's steep. Man, that it just looks like an absolute wall of trees.
Honestly, every second shot that I've seen on this hole from, everyone on my card and myself, it's a little poke and hopey. I haven't seen anyone land perfectly in the fairway in order to have a good-looking second shot.
Yeah, Lisa looked pretty wide open, but there must have been a little guardian tree. Jess has a flex shot. She comes up a little short, and that's kind of the story of this hole. Kristin, the furthest down the fairway, and she's throwing a standstill straddle sidearm.
Beautiful shot. Just inside the circle, I think.
Another one that played in the top most difficult holes.
Yeah, this one makes sense to me.
Yep.
It's very tough to get two shots really close to the basket.
Again, that lack of birdie ability, and kind of a theme here. Even though the FPO did have shorter tee pads, some of them still feel a little long, but maybe it's just because the shot shapes don't quite add up. So we still need more time to dial in landing zones.
Yes, and also shout out to Lucky Lawrenson, who got a 3 on this hole with an incredible throw-in. I watched it myself.
Oh, it was a throw-in.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Holly with the super long putt to save par. What a beaut. Kristin with one of the only birdie looks.
Man. Yeah, it was a tough putt, uphill.
Yeah, there was only 4 people that got inside circle 2 for birdie.
Great putt from Lisa.
Nobody got into circle 1. So, yeah, Lisa, walk it out. But par feels good on this one.
Par feels great on hole 12.
Hole 15, love this tee shot. It's so much fun. This hole in general is pretty awesome. It feels a little more cleared out and a little bit more of a defined fairway all the way down. You have a nice turnover off the tee that you can get some good distance on. You want it to hyzer out at the end because you don't want to go too far to the right. Your second shot is kind of a bunch of different gaps you can pick from, but they all feel pretty high, a little bit more higher percentage than a lot of the shots you're dealing with on this course. Lots of different ways you can get there. The basket is on a slight slope, but OB's pulled pretty far back, and it's a normal sized basket. So love this hole. 15.
Yeah, and this is looking great from Jess. What you want on your drive, is to push as far forward as you want, or as you can, but to not let your disc flip over onto the hillside because it's just never going to come back after that.
And there is some OB down there that you can find on the tee.
Kristin didn't quite get the turn on that she wanted. This is looking good from Lisa.
Yeah, these are some great looking shots.
Yeah, and this birdie is definitely tough, I would say, especially if you don't get far enough up there on your first shot.
Ooh, Holly taking the inside gap. I wonder if that was intentional. It's a tight gap.
I've seen people take it, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she opted.
Yeah, there's something there. Kristin still gets a good ways down there. There's a nice hyzer gap. You can see her hitting it absolutely flawlessly. Hopefully getting some good ground play. And she's almost inside the circle.
Yeah.
What a great recovery. Wow.
And it was a good roll, too, because that could have easily caught an edge. Yep. And that's exactly where the OB on this hole is. Yep. So it gets real sketchy.
Mm-hmm. Holly with a great looking second shot as well.
Yeah, the play I've seen work out the most on this second shot is to play something that hyzers out to the left side of this hill and trickles down to the basket.
Yeah, just kind of use the gravity of the hill. Just opting for a sidearm here. Maybe she's going to do just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love this play.
Yeah. Definitely has a death putt, but what's new out here?
It's just the name of the game. Holly with a long look. She's just pitching up. 19% of the field taking a birdie on this hole. That's 4 birdies. Kristin with a birdie look from about 30 feet. Yeah.
Great birdie.
Uphill.
Yeah, and this birdie feels great because hole 16 is definitely one of the most challenging holes out here, and it just feels nice to have a little cushion going into that.
Yeah, look at this putt down so far downhill from the stairs.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Like barely outside the bullseye, but so steep
Yeah.
downhill. Yeah, we got to watch 2 of the 4 birdies. Katie,
Yeah, I love that.
Tati, and Chelsea Basley also getting 3s. And yeah, like Maria said, you do want a cushion going into hole 16.
Just a slight cushion.
Let's see how everyone else is doing before we go. Holly sliding down the leaderboard a little bit, but look at UK and Katie sliding up into a tie for 5th with her. But just hanging around even par, not even having to do anything too crazy. Maria locking up that 4th place shot with 3 down. Yeah, baby. Hole 16, there's a bunch of gaps you can go off the tee. This is the most aggressive line, but definitely the most direct line to the basket. But look at this. I think the course designer calls it a gateway, but it's
To what?
there's a big gully on the left-hand side that you just want to avoid your disc kicking or rolling or sliding down into that gully. It lands down into the fairway of hole 15, so you just want to stay away from there in general. There is a longer route if you go around the top side of the hill instead of the sloping right to left fairway that we see. Just trying to avoid with that sidearm. I think being right feels more safe. And it makes your
Absolutely.
run-ups a little bit flatter, but man, there are not a lot of gaps to deal with over there.
But honestly, I think personally this is one of my least favorite holes
Yes.
because the gap that the hole gives you is the inside gap on the left side. But you have as many options to get to the basket if you opt for the right side, which
Yep.
is not where you're supposed to go, but it almost makes it easier
Yeah.
because if any of your shots hit one of these trees and it shoots you down to that gully,
You're toast.
you're not going to get a par at all.
Yeah, it's rough down there. It's like seeing Kristin throw a sidearm, it lands just perfectly on that sloped fairway is pretty unbelievable. Like that, it just doesn't feel very high percentage that happens.
Yeah, and this shot right here, I think, is the play for this hole. Throwing a backhand super flippy to where you're not really throwing the disc straight. It's really just maneuvering through all of these and making sure you stay on that right side gap.
And Holly did a good job of landing it
Yeah.
flat too.
Lisa barely getting that last tree, but still in a really good position.
Jess, after a pretty gnarly kick on her first shot, lining up a forehand roller to get out of the rough. She's down in that gully, and she's going to stay there.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's...
Look at the wall.
You don't want to be there.
She's, instead of pushing forward, again, she's going to try to push back out towards the more open area.
This angle looks great. Yeah. Really good out from there. But again, looking back at the tee box,
Yeah.
you don't really see
The
shot.
No, it definitely is not laid out. Holly throwing a big hyzer, using all that airspace, but unfortunately it catches a tree. It's nice that it laid down.
I do have to say, I think one thing I do like about this hole is how on none of the shots are you safe.
No,
Like,
or
until
comfortable.
you put the putter in the basket, this hole does not feel safe at all.
And look, because you can look how steeply it slopes down from right to left the entire way. Any disc can pick up on angle. There's so many trees that any of them can kick you to that left down using gravity as well.
So many terrible things can happen on the screen. Oh, really good second kick.
Really good second kick. Very fortunate. That feels so scary to throw a backhand on. Props, Holly.
Yeah.
Kristin with the forehand flex. I like this play a lot more for coming into this green. Your disc is wanting to fade back to the right.
And I think even that was a little short. Yeah.
It feels scary to go ham at the screen. It really does. Jess throwing her, I believe, fourth shot.
Oh, this is looking really nice. Perfect.
Yeah. That's such a great approach, man.
Yeah, ground play on the upshot to get to the basket is the play because you do not want your disc catching any air.
Holly keeps taking to the sky. I'm very surprised why she's not keeping it a little lower.
Yeah,
she must be throwing maybe some flippy discs.
I was going to say, I think she's trying to get it to just...
Finesse-y.
Yes. Yep. And yeah, the last two shots have just been a little early and it's just cost her.
Yeah, that's definitely Holly's style, is a flippier, a little bit lower speed disc.
Oh man, okay. Well, she still has a putt, but definitely a little struggle from Holly on this hole.
Lisa with a...
That's exactly what you want to do.
Thank you.
Holly from side hill.
Great putt.
There we go. Saves the bogey?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like there was so many shots.
It's a long hole.
Yeah, the first two were so good.
Yeah.
Jess,
Yeah,
really
great
nice par. Great recovery from that unfortunate kick on the tee shot.
Another nice par from Lisa.
There were 5 birdies on this hole. That surprises me. Good work to all of you birdie people on hole 16.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Congratulations, everyone. Hole 17, par 4, 496 feet. I like this hole. It's definitely treacherous, but I do see the fairway and the next upshot route. You really want to get as far down the fairway on your drive with, I'm guessing, something flippy, hyzer flipping straight, and then a finesse shot to the basket because it's another really sloping hill that just wants to drag your discs all the way down a hill.
It's even fine to throw something overstable if you want to too, and like kind of pitch out to the left side. Really, just as long as you're getting distance off the tee, that's the most important thing here. There's a wall of trees about halfway there down the fairway that the closer you can be to that, the easier it is to lay up to the green. And this is such a deathy green.
The tree right there is that wall that you were just talking about. If you get past these, you're going to have a great second shot. If you don't, it gets really tricky.
Mm-hmm. This is legit, I think, the scariest green in disc golf that I've ever seen.
It's very, very treacherous.
Yeah, it drops off about 80 feet straight behind the basket.
And it's also obviously on the rock towers, which make it really
Even
fast
higher.
if you hit those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those were all some great looking tee shots. This played as the 3rd most difficult hole on the day. Another one from lack of birdies, but mostly I think because of this green.
I'm going to say it's the green because the upshot from your drive is so hard if you didn't get past that wall of trees.
Yep.
And even when you're out there, like, you're going to have to lay up. And even the layup is hard because it's so downhill.
Yeah, that's one thing that this hole, it's a little bit brutal, is you're forced to feel like you need to lay up even if you're inside the circle.
Yes.
Like, Kristin has a smart play here going past the basket on the approach.
You want to be really just on either side.
Yep.
Not forward or backward.
Yeah.
This is looking,
And that's classic here. I mean, Jess is going to be right around the edge of circle 2, maybe a little outside.
Yeah, definitely force layup.
Oh, yeah. Layup all day. Lisa's way down there. Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Again, layup zone.
Yeah. Oh. Super misfire from Holly, but works out in her favor for sure.
Does she run it though? Oof. That's a tester.
I know Holly loves death putts, but man.
Lisa came in kind of hot, but it looks like that tree just rescued her. What a great way to lay down. Just laying up.
Yeah.
It's a really nicely executed layup.
Yeah, her putt is perfect for this layup because she putts on an Annie. And so if she just puts it on the left side of the basket, it should be right there.
Holly running it.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe she ran that putt. Like, she's one of the best putters, but man.
I think the side hill had her feeling a little confident.
Yeah. Feels so
She's not even messing with it on the way back.
No, she knows better.
Kristin definitely lining it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great putt. Great
Wow.
birdie.
A birdie on 17 is great.
How many of those?
There's only 2. We got to watch one of them. Leah Senegin, got the other one.
Okay, Leah. I see you.
She got 2 hard ones.
Amazing. Yeah, I played with her the first round. Her game is looking so solid. I don't think she missed a single putt.
Yeah.
Great.
Putting looks great, and she's got a really nice technical sidearm.
Yeah, she does.
That comes in handy on this course.
Yeah, this course is super forehand heavy.
It's absolutely necessary
Yes.
to have a sidearm. Holly with that unfortunate double going into the last hole. Hole 18. Love this tee shot.
Yes.
Even though it does feel very risky. It's so much fun. Very downhill. You want to avoid that one big guardian tree, and you can get way down here with the right angle and the right ground play. There is trees on the left and right that are hard to recover from, and then the middle of the fairway is classic north boundary. Millions of gaps, none of them very high percentage. I would say maybe there's a hyzer line that's the most forgiving. There's a little creek that runs through the middle. It's casual, and then the basket is super elevated on a side hill, so classic finish here.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different routes off the tee. In fact, I think I saw Kristin throw a sidearm on this yesterday.
I love the flex sidearm play.
Me too. It's a really technical shot, but it works because at the end it's finishing back to the fairway instead of down to the left side slope. I think my favorite shot on this hole is an overstable putter mid that just keeps pushing down that hill.
Yep, I agree. Because then you don't get that flare skip.
Well, you don't want that much movement
Yep.
when your disc hits the ground on
and
this tee shot.
because it's so shaded, there's not grass in the middle, so you will get hella flare skips in the middle of the fairway where Lisa's about to land.
Yes.
Oh,
And
whoa.
that's amazing.
Oh, she got
pushed
past
so
all of
far.
it.
Yeah.
That is absolutely perfect nose angle. I think this is a really cool finishing hole, too,
Yeah.
because you can find some disaster as well.
Yeah, and honestly, I've seen disaster in every step of this hole. Like, I've seen really bad tee shots that leave you just nothing. Sometimes the upshot just gets you
And,
kicked
like,
straight on either side, and you just have nothing.
Because look at this second shot from Kristin. She's early in the fairway.
Yeah.
And it's a super downhill. So if you error your nose angle like a little bit too much turned over or too hyzered, like you can go so far in either direction.
Yeah, and then you get up to the basket, and it's extremely treacherous because not only is it elevated, it's on a giant slope once again.
Look at that
was
shot from
beautiful.
Holly. Man, I wish we could have seen that finish.
But no.
Sands tree. Yeah. How many times do you think that on this course?
I think every time I threw my disc.
Just going for the backhand. She flips it a little bit too much.
But that's great.
Yeah.
There's no B on that side. It's honestly a lot more open, and it's just a nice little easy pitch down to the
Very
basket.
straightforward.
You get your par, and you walk off.
Get in, get out. Lisa with a real technical second shot. Man.
Just not quite getting past that one.
This is one that feels so birdieable, but it's
Yeah.
so much harder once you start playing.
Oh,
I mean, 627 feet, mostly all downhill.
Yeah.
Like everyone watching, you're probably like, oh yeah, that sounds fun. Sounds like a gettable one. Wrong.
yeah, nice up shot from Lisa.
Kristin for birdie. She's just pitching up.
Yeah, this hole's weird because par, like, you're happy with it, but it feels so off because, you know, one of your shots
kinda
just
tweener.
didn't really go anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a tweener, almost. There was one birdie on the day. It was by Chelsea Basley.
Nice. Go Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great birdie. Great finishing putt by Lisa. She really only had one hole on her back nine that just
Ate her up.
Yeah.
Other than that, she's under par.
Yeah. Jessica with a killer round.
Yeah.
She did some crazy things on the course today. It was
really didn't
fun to watch.
I did not think we would see one better than 6 down. And look
No.
at Jess coming in with the distance sidearm, showing us how it works.
Yeah, I think this course is definitely gonna showcase some extreme angled forehand players.
Yeah, the people that have all the shots in their bag are going to shine here.
Kristin's still holding on strong. 5 down for the round, 11 down for the entire event. No one's really that close to her. Shocker. Jessica and Lisa are still right there. Lisa had a little trouble today, but
Holding
she's
on to
still
the
in
lead
third.
card shot. And we see Maria Oliva in that 4th spot on the lead card tomorrow. Final round at North Boundary Park. Yeah, we'll see if can Kristin follow it up with another under par round.
Yes.
Can she do it?
Yes.
I think she can too. We hope you guys come back, hang out. Thanks to GK Pro for the awesome FPO footage, and thanks to the Disc Golf Pro Tour. See you guys on round 3. I'm Madison Walker.
And I'm Maria Oliva.